Canberra's Botanic Gardens are not just a lovely place to visit, but they also play a key role in protecting threatened species. Recently, a number of scientists and volunteers went searching for elusive seeds in the mountains south of Canberra. Despite the odd mishap, they found some samples which could help save a rare plant. Richard Snashall went bush with the Botanic Gardens crew and turned the experience into a story for us.
Well, it had all the hallmarks of a grand adventure. An eminent collection of people gathering to climb to the peaks of Tinderry Nature Reserve southeast of Canberra in search of a mysterious threatened plant species.
Morning everyone, and welcome to the Australian National Botanic Gardens field expedition to the Tinderry Ranges.
The purpose of our activity today is to take the opportunity. There's a small window of opportunity for us to collect a particular species, a threatened species that occurs in this area. And the significance of coming up here now is because there's been a recent fire event, and this particular plant is one of the species that responds dramatically after fire. It is a real boom-bust scenario for this particular plant.
Our target species, the Dampira fusca, is found at the summit of the Tinderrys, but I was getting concerned we may never make it.
The challenge for us as people that are very interested in Australian plants is not to be too distracted along the way by the rich and diverse collection of other plants that will go past. So we have to try and be fairly single-minded about getting to our destination, and then we'll do some opportunistic collecting on the way back.
But it wasn't to be. Opportunistic collecting commenced pretty much straight away. Well, what else could I expect when out and about with botanists? And what a group we had. Our navigator, Dr. Roger Farrow, is the ACT President of the Australian Native Plant Society. Tom North manages the Australian National Botanic Gardens prized seed bank. Murray Fagg is a renowned botanical author and photographer, and Kathy Franzi is a ceramic artist and scientist, currently doing a PhD at the ANU that draws together all of her interests.
I'm researching the way that Australian flora has been represented in ceramic decoration, and I've looked at the history of that over the last 200 odd years, and in my research for my own work I'm looking at the environmental impacts on Australian flora now.
It's an interesting area because it's where east meets west, from the coastal plants meeting the inland plants here on this mountain ridge.
Yep. And
this is why probably there's so many endemic species here.
Yeah.
So I think the last big fire here before the 2010 was 1965, and it's slowly regenerated from that, and now it's completely changed again and undergoing another period of regeneration and change until the next fire.
Earlier we said we weren't going to get distracted on our way up to collect Dampira fusca. That hasn't worked out. We've got plenty of food and water, so should we be delayed? No, we definitely will get there before dark, yes.
Tinderry Nature Reserve is almost 15,000 hectares in size and is well known for its otherworldly granite peaks, outcrops and curiously shaped boulders. The reserve has an important role for Canberra and Queanbeyan as it contributes to both the Upper Murrumbidgee and Queanbeyan River water catchments. The somewhat understated Dampira fusca flowered in November and is now in seed.
Aha,
oh,
Tom.
David.
This looks like the moment we've been waiting for.
Dampira fusca.
Yep, after a long trek up the hill, this looks like it here.
Ah,
fantastic. That's great, isn't it? This is exactly what we were hoping to find. There are literally thousands of plants packed into this fairly small area here of Dampira fusca, our target plant for today. So we're quite excited about this because it means that we can collect some really good material to take back for our collection.
There with the leaves.
yeah,
Right.
there is some seed there. Most of it's shattered and gone.
The plants are really vigorous and healthy in response to the fire, as we've seen with some of the other plants today, which means ideal cutting material. So we'll we should be able to successfully strike some cuttings from those and bring it back to the collection at the Australian National Botanic Gardens.
We start off by getting a lot of information in a field book. So this doesn't matter what sort of plant we're collecting, but the information we need is the same. So we've got a collector and a unique collecting number. So that number follows the collector for the whole of their life, don't matter who they're working for. When all this data enters the computer, then all these things are tracked to this original collection.
By collecting all the information that we're collecting on the plant and the other plants in the area and the landscape, that's also part of the story and the history for this species and this community. Because we'll database that, that's then available for other researchers to use in the future as a reference. We've just had a drink and now we head back down the mountain, and we'll probably collect a few things on the way down as well, even though we're sort of looking to get back. But yeah, it's been a great day, really good day.
Needless to say, we did stop again numerous times on the way down. But the botanist's enthusiasm is infectious, and even I stopped worrying about being home in time for dinner.
This year we've heard Canberra is lots of things, but is it funny? Well, it will be next week.